countries like the United States will no longer be able to get away with having our existence and running our trade deficits simply because we are the world's currency reserve. That is over. And the BRICS nations, by pulling so many countries with them now to actually move to gold-backed currency, means that the United States will have no choice but to also back its currency, because a supplier nation that is backed by hard assets is not going to accept the fiat currency of a debtor nation that is not backed by those same hard assets. They are going to deal in real currencies, and they are not going to allow a Federal Reserve, or any central bank for that matter, globally, to hyperinflate currency by, just as Jerome Powell told 60 Minutes, adding zeros and ones or bytes of data to computers. So this is one of the most genius moves ever financially in the history of time. And this was what will be coming forth. The other thing that really is happening is that coronavirus has brought fiat currency to the point of elimination. Again, I just told you that it's Wednesday, November 30th, as I'm recording this podcast. And I want to tell you that, Powell came out today on Wednesday, November 30th, and said that he can see that, the rate hikes will slow. The market took off, went up 300 points on both NASDAQ and the Dow, just at a Fed comment that they could see the slowing down of interest rate increases. This isn't a pivot, keep in mind. This isn't the Federal Reserve saying we're going to pivot and we're going to switch back to combination and stimulation. No. This is just them saying we won't keep raising at a 75 basis point clip every time we raise rates. We already figured the market has a 50% rate hike built in for the month of December. So what you have is an alliance of such nations now that is coming to fruition that are all agreeing to move their currencies back to gold, backing the United States of America, the sole and single reserve currency in the world since 1944, into a corner and forcing their hand because, one, they don't supply and won't supply to debtor trade deficit nations that are just paying them in fake or unbacked fiat currency. That's the first problem. The second problem is the way of life for America as we have known it since 1944, and really since the modern age of China joining the World Trade Organization in 2001, it is over. It has ended. It has ended because we were outplayed, frankly. America has lost its way in a lot of things. And I am such a patriot, and I love this country from top to bottom, inside and out. And that Constitution is just the best human document I think that has ever been written in the history of time. And it will go down as the best document, especially with what's coming in December that you will see with your own eyes very soon, if not before this podcast is produced. I have no idea in December when the announcements are coming. But what I will tell you is that we have just been too arrogant, and we have overplayed our position on the world stage and the currency arena. And too many countries got too sick of America and how we weaponized the dollar. If you don't think that we weaponized the dollar after kicking Russia out of the SWIFT system for them starting an incursion and invasion into Ukraine because they believe Ukraine is a threat at their border, not getting into whether that's right or wrong or any of those things. I'm just saying the second that we use the SWIFT system to kick them out, we weaponized our dollar. So what a position of weakness to weaponize your dollar when you have just hyperinflated your currency in the last 24 months. And you see and you knew that these countries were moving to asset-backed currency again. It was just like we played right into their hands. We literally weaponized the dollar while they were moving towards our second reserve with hard asset backed. And now we see that a lot of the world is going to join them, and they are going to force the hand of America to not move to a central bank digital currency, but instead to move to hard assets. Got a lot of comments and feedback on the last podcast. And some people, saying, I don't see how we can stop central bank digital currency. This is it. I am telling you how it's stopping. Because remember, central bank digital currency is even another level removed from the fiat currency. At least with fiat currency, you still have tangible paper or plastic. The United Kingdom has plastic money, but it feels like paper, but it's actually plastic. But, you have your plastic dollar or your plastic euro or your plastic pound, whatever it is, right? And you're going and you're transacting business with real, legal tender, and that is no one knows who you are. You can go in and buy flowers, and you can leave and give them to a stranger on the street, and nobody knows who bought the flowers or who gave them to the stranger on the street. It's completely anonymous, right? Except for maybe all the security cameras that are catching every your move, because we are in a police state at this time. So the bottom line is we have been outsmarted globally.